to me, that feels like you have the capacity to do it when you're in a relationship as well. 100%.
So are people using the talking stage to avoid accountability? And where's the emotional commitment line drawn with exclusivity that hasn't been declared? So we're unpacking this with questions. So the first question was, what is the difference between talking and dating? I really think that this equates to more of like a maturity thing because it is different the older that you get. And then the second question that we're on right now is, do you owe loyalty to someone who is in the talking stage? So I actually want to move on since Sarah's here, but to sum it all up, no.
I have a different take.
So loyalty to someone in the talking stage?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there is a difference between the talking stage and dating?
Yes, I would say in the world's terms, but it also, I think, depends on what you are looking for. Mm-hmm. Because when I am talking to someone and dating someone, I'm looking for a future with this person, not just fun. I'm looking for marriage. So if I was talking with somebody, I feel like if I'm talking to you and just for potentially, I would say if we're talking and you're also talking to multiple people, having sex with multiple people, having different relations, to me, that feels like you have the capacity to do it when you're in a relationship as well.
100%.
Okay.
So,
but if they're not having sex with different people, they're just talking to different people.
I mean, still, you have the emotional capacity to give pieces of yourself to multiple people at the same time.
Okay, so
now that doesn't
exclusive then.
That doesn't mean that everyone is like that.
Okay.
Like, because they may get in a relationship and they may be, really for that person, and that's it. Okay. But I feel like you practice what you preach. If you practice giving yourself to multiple people, when you get in that committed relationship, it's going to be difficult for you to commit because you've practiced giving it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's just my take.
Or maybe you just released it all out.
Or maybe you just talking and it's just talking.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sometimes,
okay, so with that being
it
said,
depends on what you want.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
I also feel like you know what you want, like, very early. Like, if you're talking to somebody, it really, like, you don't need 6 months of talking to somebody to figure out if you want to be with that person.
Nah, they're real shit. Real
like,
talk.
it's quick. It should be a matter of weeks, in my opinion, that you know.
I think if we date, I'll be knowing it.
Even in dating,
6 months ain't talking no more. I feel like
6 months you're in a relationship.
That's
3 months you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I would like to actually move on to the next question. Sure. So the next question would be, is the talking stage just an emotional limbo? And limbo, by definition, for this is like a circle or a paradox. Does it ever end? Like, are you in a continuous loop? Are you perpetuating bad habits with that person? I think you touched on it very nicely because you do practice what you preach. When you do to one person, you're going to do to the next person. Mm-hmm. So we were even talking about the emotional attachment and with loyalty. And I, again, touching on like the sex subject very briefly, because I'm very curious, what is the thing for each of you that gains loyalty? But first, I'd like to unpack is the talking stage just an emotional limbo?
Is the talking stage just emotional limbo?
I think yes, only in the sense that it's not real commitment. You are just talking. You are just getting to know a person, and that's okay. And I don't think you have to cut other people off for talking.
So the talking stage, again, just to reiterate, does not require commitment or loyalty or sex. Right.
Yeah.
But it does not require
loyalty.
So. Okay, thank you so much.
And once you're just like, hey, I want to make this real, I really want to date you and only you, then it's just like, okay, I'm not talking to anybody else now. I'm just dating you.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying,
whether sex is involved yet or not.
You said, I'm just talking to you, I'm not dating?
No, I'm dating you now, so I'm not talking to anybody else.
Because the dating is the thing that gets the loyalty, right?
I think so.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
And that talking doesn't have to have loyalty, and you need to be honest with yourself about it.
Yeah, and then you're out of limbo.
That's why I say it depends on what you want, though. Because if you want loyalty, but if you just want fun, that's cool.
Okay.
But everybody, don't communicate that, because some people think that everyone, I feel it's either you want loyalty or just, I thought she was just having fun too. You know what I mean? So I think
What is
sometimes that communication.
Talking a dangerous stage.
What is talking?
So to the definition of talking, and I would just probably say
Just
like
like-
even in an Atlanta, situation is just like talking. Like we just chat. Like I
So
guess you
then
could
we're
say
talking.
no. I was about
talking.
to say prolonged flirting even.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
That's
so talking
flirting.
includes flirting.
Yes.
talking.
And then it would be kind of like a low commitment of spending time with one another.
Yeah. And I would say impossible, like conversations of it pursuing in a,
Right. Does
Let's
it make
talk
sense
about-
for
yeah.
this to escalate to anything
Yeah.
else or not?
yeah.
Basically.
Because I think most people, when they start talking, they don't say, hey, this is what I want and this is what I want. It's just like it happens and we just kind of have a good
That's
time.
fair.
You know what I mean? So that's how I was saying, like, it depends on how you are communicating and what you exactly want. Because if you just want to have a good time, that's cool. But let's say if I want to talk to you, I'm married, but see, if I want to talk to you, but I just want to have a good time, and you like, oh, you better be loyal to me. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had to commit, you know? So it's like, it depends on what you are kind of, if you are communicating that.
So again, dating is the way that you get out of limbo, but talking stage is a limbo.
It can be.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I don't even think it has to be a bad thing. I also feel like
Yeah,
as
it's not
far
a
as
bad
communicating, it's communicating continuously.
Yeah.
Because things will change in a minute. It's like, oh, we were just talking, but it's been a week now and I feel like I really like him. So like now, as soon as it changes, you need to say that.
Yeah.
As soon as it changes, you need to say that. Because if you like harbor it and wait and they're still thinking we're just chilling and hanging out and da-da-da, that's when, wires get crossed and problems.
Yeah.
Like that's when the problems happen.
Because nothing's wrong with any of it. I just think communication is like, it's not going to work because it is limbo. It is, I feel like hanging out with this person today. No, I think tomorrow I want to hang out with this guy that I've been chilling with. So it's kind of like you don't have to commit. You can add here and there wherever you want. But like you said, when something changes, then that really needs to be communicated between you and whoever you are talking to.
Okay, so great. I want to hang out with this person. I want to hang out with this person. We're just talking. I'm just chatting with multiple people, right? So would you agree, Manny?
Which would include flirting.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
It's
What
okay.
about you, Rob?
No, he thinks talking gotta be committed. Committed talking.
I think
Committed talking.
I think what the young lady said about communication. I mean, it's everything, But overall, people just have to. I think when you move with pure intention, in life, good things come out of it. And if you're lying to somebody, why lie? Why are you lying about it? Be real and let people accept what comes with the reality of the situation. And I think everything will be good. Like, just be real about what you're doing.
About what you want.
Wonderful. So, unanimously, just so that we can go ahead and move along. We are a little behind. That's my fault. Have you ever used talking to keep your options open? And I feel like unanimously we agree, but I don't want to assume. So you don't have to close your options down if you're just talking to people. Just flirting, just chatting. You're single. I feel like that is cool. And also, just to recap, I feel like the emotional deposits that you make are the things that get you out of limbo or just like the talking stage, because it's like, I can see myself with this person. And then you're dating with a purpose.
I feel like, yes, unless someone communicates that their idea of talking, they can't handle talking to other people. So, yes, you do have to cut everybody. Like, if they come in saying, hey, like, I know we're just talking, but I can't handle it if you're talking to other people, so I want you to only be talking to me, even though we're not officially dating yet or sex or anything. That's just what I can handle as a person right now. So they're now communicating with you that, no, you got to just be me that you're talking to. Me personally, I think it's okay to be talking
To multiple people. I agree.
And you don't got to cut them off just talking wise.
Okay. So
I just think it depends on what you want and what that person wants.
Okay.
Because I think if you or that person wants just a committed talking stage, because if they want you to only be talking to them, then that's more than likely they are wanting a commitment in some kind of relationship. If that is that means if that's not aligning with you, that's not exactly, you guys want different things at that point. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just like both are fine, but I think you have to communicate, because if they don't line up, then that's when it kind of gets a little messy.
Okay.
If you don't want the same things.
Okay, great. So with that being said, communication in the talking stage is probably one of the monuments or one of the pillars to escaping limbo, or just even being able to get that point across that, hey, like it's about that time that we move on to the next stage if you want to.